breaking news today.
Please subscribe and check notification box to get all breaking news alerts.
Don't you just love it when the trash is taken out permanently? A vast group of 32 Chinese businessmen have filed a lawsuit last week in a Fairfax County, Virginia court. They are claiming that they were cheated out of around $560,000 US each because of misrepresentations made by the Democrat Party 2020 presidential hopeful Terry McAuliffe and none other than Anthony Rodham, who is none other than Hillary Clinton's brother. These two characters, some of the most prominent and politically connected proponents of the scheme aimed at manufacturing electric cars in the U.S. for a public that largely doesn't want them nor can afford them. Virginia Governor Terry McAuliffe and former Democratic presidential candidate Hillary Clinton's brother Anthony Rodham are facing a $17 million fraud lawsuit from Chinese investors in GreenTech Automotive, an electric car company that appears to be struggling to survive. A group of 32 Chinese citizens filed the suit last week in Fairfax County, Virginia court, claiming that they were swindled out of about $560,000 apiece as a result of misrepresentations made by McAuliffe and Rodham, two of the most prominent and politically connected proponents of the venture aimed at manufacturing electric cars in the U.S. The suit is yet another headache for McAuliffe as he mulls a potential presidential bid in 2020, buoyed in part by Democrats' strong showing in the state in the election earlier this month. McAuliffe confirmed last year that his business dealings with foreign nationals were under investigation by the FBI and federal prosecutors. It's unclear whether that probe involved GreenTech or whether the inquiry is still ongoing. The Chinese investors plowed their money into GreenTech with the promise of winning permanent residency in the U.S. under a program that awards green cards to foreign-funded ventures that generate U.S. jobs. However, the suit contends that the investors now face the threat of deportation from the U.S. because the Department of Homeland Security has determined that GreenTech did not generate the number of jobs required to sustain the number of visas issued through the so-called DB5 program. Plaintiffs now face the prospect of having to uproot their families once again, with the expense and stress of deportation to China looming before them, the suit says, accusing McAuliffe, Rodham, GreenTech founder Charles Zielan Wang and others of running a scam. McAuliffe and Rodham did several tours through China to seek investments in the electric car startup, the suit says. As brother-in-law of President Bill Clinton and as brother of the then Secretary of State, Rodham appeared to serve as a means of attracting Chinese interest in the project. The suit contends that Rodham's involvement conveyed that the electric car firm was politically connected and likely to prosper. Defendants milked these connections in marketing materials, the suit says. Defendants exploited those relationships to assure investors of both the success of the company and their ability to obtain U.S. citizenship and immigration services (USCIS) approval of the visa applications. A spokeswoman for McAuliffe, Crystal Carson, disputed the claims and noted that the governor gave up his role in the firm years ago. "We strongly reject this baseless suit which has no merit whatsoever. The claims, which regurgitate old political attacks regarding a company that Governor McAuliffe left 5 years ago, were brought by a lawyer with conservative ties," Carson said. "We are confident it will be dismissed." One of the attorneys who drafted the suit, Scott Abeles of Los Angeles-based Gerard Fox Law, disputed any political motivation. "Isn't it great how the whole Democrat Party is imploding? From crooked Hillary Clinton's brother, these types of shenanigans can be expected. But you would think the 2020 presidential hopeful would at least be careful enough as to avoid getting his greasy paws into schemes like this. In fact, this case is yet another of many headaches for McAuliffe as he mulls a potential presidential bid in 2020. Kept afloat only by the fact that Democrats had a strong showing in his home state of Virginia in the election earlier this month. McAuliffe had confirmed last year that his business dealings with foreign nationals were under investigation by the FBI and federal prosecutors. It's unclear whether that probe involved GreenTech or whether the inquiry is still ongoing. So who knows where all this will lead. Wouldn't it be great to see both Hillary Clinton and her brother Anthony Rodham behind bars? A family that lies, cheats and steals together, stays together. And the Rodhams seem to have an issue operating within the confines law. Seems like most in the Democrat Party are suffering from this same sickness these days, and since President Donald Trump said he would be draining the swamp, it seems like he is following through on his promise. Who knows, maybe we the people will finally be getting our nation back after all. Please share if you want to see more corrupt Democrats behind bars. Follow us on Facebook at Freedom Daily.